I raised them the same way, and they couldn't turn out more different.
You might have raised 2 children or 3 children in the same household, feed them the same, and give them the same attention, but you did not raise them according to their archetype, nor according to their position in the family. And this is why this happened. Let's talk about it. We hear this a lot at the Anti-Depression Institute. And we have to understand from the beginning that there are 4 types of men and 4 types of women in the world, which makes 4 types of boys and 4 types of girls who are trying to get on what we call the smart compass of life at different stages of life. And they think, feel, act, and react differently at every stage. And also they get their power from their own archetype. So usually what happens is that the parent is getting along great with a child that has a similar archetype. And then the other one that has a different archetype doesn't understand what is wrong. And the parent doesn't understand what is wrong with the other archetype. Well, they're just different archetype. You need to talk to them differently. You need to understand how they feel differently. It's very important that you know which archetype you're talking to at any stage of life. On the other side, the position in the family matters because the first child will cling mostly to one parent, the most dominant one, the ones that has spent more time with them from the beginning. The second child will cling to the second parent. Now you understand why if the second parent is absent, this could be a problem. And the third child, if it doesn't have anybody to cling to and there is no grandma around, a lot of times develops all kind of illnesses because it needs the most attention because the parents are busy. By the time they have 2 children, they're just doing things quickly and they don't give attention to the third. So this is another setting of complexity that needs to be added to how you educate a child and what do they need to know. So the children that, the teenagers and young adults that we have seen that have problems adapting with a sibling where one sibling is perfect and the other one looks like it's not, is because they need to be taught different lessons of life. A lot of times they need to be taught how to manage their emotions because they're water archetype and they can easily end up depressed or with anxiety. Other times they need to be taught the fire element, which they either don't have or they have too much of. So the way you are raising one child is not the way you're raising the second or the third in the same household. Maybe you give them the same food, maybe they have the same conditions, maybe you send them to the same school. But if you don't raise them differently, they will not have necessarily a positive outcome all the time. This we are teaching in details with a lot of complexities in our course, Teenager Transformational Formula, which we have at the Anti-Depression Institute. But we hear this a lot, and I really wanted to make this video public for you to understand the complexity in raising a child properly to their archetype as well as to their place in the family. For any other questions, make sure you get your answer for free at mychallengeis.org.